think I'd be cut out to be a good father, but then I saw something recently on a flight that made me feel better about it. I saw a mother with 2 little kids. One of the kids fell right before takeoff. And rather than pick him up and buckle him in, she just kicked him under the seat in front of her like a carry-on. I'm so excited, especially for me, because my last live stand-up show, I did stand-up at a middle school, because that's how my career is going. So this is huge. There's adults here. The gig went well, I'll be honest, it went well, which it went too well. Like, on the one hand, I was happy as a comedian for doing my job. On the other hand, that means my material really resonates with 7th graders. And I don't know how I feel about that, you know? It did bring me back to my middle school days. I remember all the classes we had to take in school. Like, we had to swim for gym class. I don't know if you guys did do this, right? And me and a bunch of brown kids didn't want to swim. So we forged a letter from a local mosque stating that we weren't allowed to swim due to religious Islamic beliefs. We even included a phone number in the letter that the school could call to verify with the mosque, and we had kids cover the phone and take shifts. We were so Indian, we started a call center. That's high level. Obviously, nobody called. Could you imagine the stress of that phone conversation? The principal's like, hey, it's Mr. Razak at Home Middle School up the street. Yeah, I'm just calling to verify. Do you guys allow water? I know during Ramadan it's like illegal or something, but you guys wear towels, right? Oh my God, that's what they're called. You know what? So we got out of swimming, didn't have to do it. And the craziest part about that story is, I'm not even Muslim, I'm Hindu, but nobody checked. They're like, whatever. Same thing, get him out of here. That was probably the last smart thing I did as a kid, though, because I was a very dumb kid. I was so dumb, I thought an IUD was a state school. Because I hear women talking about it, how they're saving up for it, it's going to change your life. I'm like, man, they must have a great liberal arts program out of IUD. I should look into that, you know? So I asked Jeeves about it. This is a different time. Everybody's asking Jeeves. If you don't know what Ask Jeeves is, Google it. And I was like, oh, they got the same mascot as the Texas Longhorns. It's an incredible joke, you're right. Yeah, thank you. That's, all the men in here look so confused. That's why we shouldn't be allowed to vote on women's health. That confusion right there, you know, that's... If you're a woman in here and get that joke, watch out, you might be pregnant, okay? Be careful. Anyone have kids in here by round of applause? Who's got kids? You got kids? Yeah, okay. You clapped and looked at the ground. Are you proud of them, or what's going on? Okay, how many kids you got, sir?
6.
6, okay. Anyone beat 6? How many do you have? 7, okay. 7. And we got like 10? 20? It's Utah, I don't know. I mean, that's... Normally I'd be like, that's not true, but here I'm like, all right, seems right, you know, seems correct. Seems on track. I've been thinking about having kids. Not that there's anyone asking or trying, but it's important to think about as you get older, okay? I don't think I'd be cut out to be a good father, but then I saw something recently on a flight that made me feel better about it. I saw a mother with 2 little kids. One of the kids fell right before takeoff. And rather than pick him up and buckle him in, she just kicked him under the seat in front of her like a carry-on. And it made me realize kids are like phones. When you first get one, you take really good care of it. Make sure it's always charged up. But after a few weeks, the novelty wears off. Start leaving it behind places. And you wish you got it in a different color. You know, more fun! Don't you wish you could trade in your kid every couple years like you trade in your phone? You bring it in, you're like, this model is running so slow. Could I please get the new one? That one's so much thinner too, I'd really prefer that. If you didn't laugh at that, you got a fat kid at home. And that's okay, that's fine. I can make that joke because I was a fat kid. And no one told me. My parents were way too nice. I had to find out on my own. I remember asking my mom, I was like, Mom, what does husky mean? Because I can only fit into husky jeans. She looked me straight in my face. She goes, Vic, husky means strong. I was like, I'm fat, not stupid. Just tell me I'm a mess, okay? Tell me to work on myself. No little kid's nickname should be Juicy, all right? It was inappropriate as a child. I I love being Indian because we celebrate the same holidays as everyone else. We just put our own spin on it. Like for Thanksgiving, instead of going around saying what we're thankful for, my family just went around the table and told me things I need to improve on. I remember one Thanksgiving is particularly ruthless. Why aren't you married? Why didn't you have a job? Why do you still live with the parents? Because I'm 12, Grandma. Why are we having this conversation? You know, it seems a little premature, you know? But Indian people, we have a lot of good stereotypes, a lot of intellectual, a lot of positive, smart stereotypes, right? That's why there's nothing more embarrassing as an Indian than having to call tech support. I said that at a show recently. This guy goes, "Why not? Isn't there, you guys, a safe space?" Like, don't help me with the bits, sir, okay? I got this. But I had to call Comcast recently because my DVR was having issues, which really is a redundant sentence. No one's calling Comcast to tell them they're doing a great job. But I thought I'd be clever if I changed my name to mask the fact I was Indian, not realizing they have all your customer information from your phone number. So as it's ringing, I'm just hoping a white person answers. I'm like, please, come on. I hope it's not one of us. But of course, it always is, right? So what I hear when they pick up, "Thank you for calling Comcast. This is Brian. Who am I speaking with?" And I panicked because Brian was the fake name I had chosen. I was like, "Oh, my name is Brian too." And without missing a beat, the guy goes, "Yeah, just like me." So I hung up, but I'm still paying for that cable for this day. Can't come back from that. Had a birthday recently. I know I'm getting older now because house parties are more about the food. It's like, "Vic, you should come over. Got all these types of beverages." I'm like, "You guys got any bruschetta? I like olive oil. It's good for my skin, you know?" I know I'm getting older because my fantasies aren't even sexual anymore. Like, this is my latest fantasy. I really want to have a destination wedding just so most of my friends can't make it. I hate all those people. I know I'm getting older because the amount of stuff I keep in my pockets is constantly expanding. You notice how dads are always carrying loose screws? That's a real thing, okay? I don't know why. It's a real thing. And what I'm carrying has also changed. Like, I used to carry condoms. Now I carry Tums. Because at this age, I know the chance of heartburn is higher than a hookup, all right? You gotta be honest with yourself. Gone from an optimist to a realist. I mean, I'll cancel plans if I forget my chapstick. We're not doing that, you know? You ever forget your headphones? Nothing worse. Today I got to the gym, realized I didn't have my headphones, and with no hesitation, I was like, well, I guess I'm not working out. I gotta go home, you know? What, am I gonna work out a cappella like the 40s? We're not doing that. Just be alone with my thoughts like a psychopath? Didn't realize we're doing therapy today. Didn't sign up for this. The main issue with forgetting your headphones at the gym is it opens you up to unsolicited conversation. Every woman in here is like, "Welcome to my life," all the time, right? It's wild to me that people try to hit on people at the gym because it's the worst place to do it. First of all, there's so many mirrors. We can all see it happening, you know? You all see a guy getting ready like, "What are you working on?" "Myself, you should try it. Back up, okay? Like, leave me alone." It's also never worked. I've never heard a successful gym pickup story. I've never heard a woman be like, "So after following me around for about 30 minutes, Brian finally worked up the courage to correct me on my form. And 2 weeks later, we were married." You know, it was love at first squat. It really was. It was, yeah. The gym is a wild place. I remember I was at my gym, and I was doing some free weights, and this guy came out of nowhere, and he goes, "You got 3 more." So I did 8 because I was terrified. And afterwards, I was like, "Hey, man, how long have you worked here?" He goes, "Oh, I don't work here. You just look like you needed help." I was like, "You can't just walk around doling out free personal training sessions, okay? I need to change gyms. This curves is hostile." I'm glad some people got that. Curves, for those who don't know, is a female-only gym in the U.S., but it's not everywhere. And I was doing that joke in Houston, and they don't have curves in Houston, so no one got the joke. So after the show, I got mad. I get back to my hotel late at night. I walk up to the lady at the front desk. I'm like, "What are some female-only gyms around here?" And that's how I got banned from every Courtyard Marriott in the country. Yeah, they don't like that. It's not... It's creepy. Don't do that. I know I'm getting older too because my sleep is like paramount now. I know I need the sleep. But it's hard because I have like these friends who always want to go out and do stuff, and I don't want to admit that I'm going to sleep because it doesn't sound cool. Like I was trying to go to sleep the other night, it was only 9:30. One of my friends was texting me. So I'm like, I'm going to say goodnight. But I'm going to keep it cool, keep it concise. I'm going to say night, right? The problem was my phone auto-corrected. So what I sent back was night-night. So we don't talk anymore. That's you can't come back from that, you know? A lot of my friends who are a little bit older than me are going through a midlife crisis. And I know my male friends are going through one because they start picking up random hobbies. Like no secure man decides to start training for the UFC at 48, okay? It just doesn't happen. It's like, this is my year, really? After the knee surgery? This is it? What about all those good years you had? You took a week off work because of a bee sting. I don't think it's gonna go well for you in the octagon, okay? It's not gonna be great. This is the thing too. As I've gotten older, I hate social media, and I've come to a point where I really hate Facebook. I want to get rid of it because Facebook, yeah, we can clap for that. Yeah, it's the worst. This is the main reason I don't like Facebook. Facebook allows my friends with part-time jobs to have a voice, and we should be validating those folks. I don't like it at all. Way too much time on their hands because they get to post statuses like this: another day, another dollar. Out here walking these dogs. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Real relatable content, you know? What about those statuses that people post that you can never feasibly attend? Like one of my friends is a bartender. He's always like, yo, catch me on bartend at the Slippery Slope from 1 to 3 p.m. on Tuesday. I'm like, has anyone ever made that? Is that a good time for anybody? I think I'm just jealous, though, because I could never do that at my job, because I work in HR. It'd be ridiculous. Like, yo, catch me on Friday at 4:30 p.m. firing Kevin. Like, I can do that, you know? It's a confidentiality thing. You can't do that. They don't like that. Yeah, man. Also, people post a lot of stuff. There are a lot of claims that people post. One of my friends posted this. He's like, hey, I can help your kid with math. So I messaged him about it. I was like, dude, the last math class you took was just called math. I don't think you're qualified to be teaching kids, you know? You remember that in school, all the smart kids would be in calculus and geometry, and all the dumb kids would just be in math, just general. Like, we're not gonna drill down, we're going broad, okay? So I asked him what kind of math it was. He goes, oh, it's more like intro math, you know, like adding. I was like, you mean grade school math? What class you offering next? Colors? I bet you know all those too, you know? Really add a lot of value here, I appreciate it. The worst thing, though, I think, on social media has to be the inspirational quotes. They've gotten out of hand, right? Yes. It's always the people with the least accomplishments that post the most inspirational quotes. If you're not laughing right now, it's you. You're the problem, okay? It's just the people looking at each other like, do you want to talk about it now, or are you... It's true, though, right? You never see successful people posting that. Like, Bill Gates has never said in his life, no days off. He's never said that, ever. You know, he's never said something like that. It's always your one friend who barely graduated high school and is now wrapped up in a Ponzi scheme selling 3D printers. Posting things like, hustle till I die. I'm like, hopefully it's soon so we can stop seeing these posts. You know, hopefully. And they never make any sense, too, right? The posts are always so aggressive for no reason. Like, never stop, never settle, never wait. I think you should, man. You're on parole. I think that was the problem. I think you need to slow down, you know? I know I'm getting older because on my 31st birthday, I had to go to a chiropractor for the first time. Yeah, which is a long way of saying my insurance isn't great, okay? But that's what happened, all right? Went to a chiropractor, and I had never been before. I didn't realize how awkward that was going to be. I thought it was going to be similar to a massage. So I went in there, I laid on the table, I closed my eyes. And the chiropractor comes and he's like, sir, we're actually going to start with you face up, and please put your clothes back on. I was like, oh, my bad. Let me take these candles away. I brought these from home. Lavender's my sin. Nobody told me that there was going to be a man on top of you making intense eye contact, okay? They should list on the website. It was very intense. But here's the thing. 20 minutes in the appointment, the guy really hasn't said much. And all of a sudden, he stops, and he goes, arch your back. And this is where it got weird. Because I do it. And all he says is, nice. I was like, hey, that doesn't sound medical. That sounds personal, okay? This is the last time I use Groupon. I will never make this mistake again. Groupon is so sketchy, isn't it? Like, LASIK should not cost $200 for both eyes. LASIK should not